Hi, yogis. I'm Michelle. Thanks for tuning in. Today's class, we have a mantra. The mantra is I am strong. And it doesn't mean just physically, but mentally as well. Finding the strength in situations that might be uncomfortable or awkward, or maybe a pose that might be too challenging. If we continue to not step into those areas where we feel weak, we become disempowered. So we'll start here on the mat, connecting to our bodies, maybe connecting to a little uncomfortableness, but I encourage you to keep breathing and stay the course. Let's come into child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, open up your knees, and set your hips to your heels. Stretch your fingertips out in front of you and start to breathe in very deeply through your nose. And audible exhales out of your mouth. And do a few more just like that. Deep breath in through your nose. Long, slow exhale out of your mouth. One more just like that. Breathing into every cell in your body. Exhale. Now start to breathe in and out of your nose only. Your Ujjayi breath. Audible inhales and exhales, creating a restriction in the back of your throat as you breathe in very slowly and very deeply, and elongating the exhales all the way to empty. Repeat your mantra, I am strong. Walk your hands over to the right. Take a nice deep breath in. And a very slow, calming exhale out. At the very bottom of the exhale, take a pause. Make sure you eliminate all the stale air in the lungs. And at the next inhale, hollow your belly. Breathe in from Mula Bandha, so the pubic bone area. Move the breath up through the side of the waist and all the way up to the armpit and your fingertips. Exhale as you soften back down. When you get to the middle around the ribs, draw your ribs in, your Uddiyana Bandha, cinching of the waist. And on your next inhale, walk it around over to the left. Just taking notes on how you feel physically. Noticing how you feel emotionally. And if you get distracted by your thinking mind, keep repeating your mantra, I am strong. And remember, that doesn't mean just the physical. Bring it back to center when you're ready. And then lift yourself up to all fours. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cows. Line up the creases of the wrists, elbows, and shoulders, hips over your knees, and start to flow through your cow pose. Inhale, gaze up, pull your shoulders back, lift the tail. Exhale, round and curl, push down and away from the earth as you hollow out your front body. Inhale, let the belly go. Find a little smile on your face. Exhale, round and curl. Close your eyes whenever you get that opportunity. It really helps you hone in a little more onto the breath. Inhale, let the belly go. And exhale, round and curl, navel to spine. A few more rounds. Maybe this time tuck your toes. Inhale, let the belly go. And exhale, round and curl. Can you bring my baby a peanut over there? Just 2 more times. Inhale, let the belly go. And exhale, round and curl. It's in front of your computer. Start to circle around your mat. Inhaling to the right and exhale to the left. Making your circle a little bigger, slower. It's up to you. Deep breath in. And then reverse your circle. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Oh, good. Oh. And then we'll bring it back to neutral and dial your fingertips back towards your knees. And again, make some little circles around to the right and little circles around to the left. If it's too much when we get to the wrist stuff, just do one at a time. Start to flip your palms up, fingertips face in. And again, either one at a time or both at the same time. We'll bring our knees together, keep the toes tucked, and sit back on our heels for a toe stretch. So here might be one of those situations where you start to get a little uncomfortable in your feet. Can you bring some awareness to your breath? Allow your breath to move into those areas in your feet. Maybe it's your ankles. Soften the expression on your face. And just invite this moment in, repeating your mantra, I am strong. On your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up, opening up the front body. On an exhale, cactus your elbows, bringing the elbows towards each other and down as the shoulder blades kiss into the spine. On an inhale, reach your arms up, bringing your hands together at your heart. Take your hands by your side, lift the knees off the mat, and open up the knees to your Malasana pose. Walking your hands forward in front of you or coming onto your elbows. Moving forward into the toes and back into your heels. And then bringing your knees together, and we'll begin to straighten out our legs. Just warming up the legs. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Allow your head, neck, and shoulders to hang heavy. Sway from side to side. Bend your right knee when you move left. Bend the left knee when you move right. And for me, I like to cultivate stillness. I like to focus on my feet, balancing out the weight between the big toe and the little toe. The 3 toes in the middle, they don't work too hard. My inner arches and my heels. Just one more breath here. On your next inhale, you'll release your hands. You're going to soften the knees and halfway up, lift your toes, sweep your arms forward. Finding your way into a chair variation. Imagine a block between your legs, squeeze it now. Try to move your knees back so they're above your ankles. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale. On an inhale, lift your heels. On your next inhale, lower your heels, keep your toes down, and rise all the way up to stand. And on the exhale, find a back bend. Inhale, root down into your feet. Lift your knees, engage your quads. Exhale, lean into those places that might feel a little uncomfortable. Finding that inner strength. Inhale, bringing your gaze back up. And on an exhale, forward fold all the way down. We'll take 3 pulsations here. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway, bringing the hands to the shins or hand to the floor, wherever you can to find length and no rounding. And then as you exhale, you'll fold. Try to straighten out the legs a little bit more. Inhale, halfway lift. So you want to ride the wave of your breath, not just rush to the finish line. Exhale and fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, let it go. Soften your knees and walk it out to a high plank pose. And we'll hold it here. Shoulders over the wrist. Imagine trying to pinch your index fingers and your thumbs together. Hugging the upper arm bones in. Wrapping the ribs in, lifting the low belly, drawing the sit bones towards your heels. Zip up the quads. One more breath. Start to shift the weight forward over your wrists. Hover or bend the elbows. Hover halfway with or without your knees. Inhale, scoop it through. Find a lifted cobra. On an exhale, lift your hips, tuck your toes, turbo dog. Push your belly back towards your thighs. Keep your heels above your toes. Try to lower your knees so your shins are parallel to the earth. Push down and away with your hands, lengthening through the sides of the waist. If you want a little more, open up your knees, send your hips back. On your next inhale, straighten out your legs, lift your sit bones, lift your belly, and then bend your left knee, press your right heel down. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your right knee, press your left heel down. And then do that a few more times if it resonates with you. Notice my ears align with my biceps. Lift both your heels and sink your heels to the earth. If the heels don't touch, soften your knees. If your back is super round, soften your knees. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Lift your heels, look to the top of the mat, and take little baby steps. Move slow. I know what you're feeling. I'm feeling it too. When you get there, bring your feet together. Lift all 10 toes. Bend the knees, rise up through chair on an inhale. Stay right here. Exhale, squeeze the knees, hug the hips, pull the belly in. Inhale, float your heels. Inhale, half floating chair. And then inhale, heels down, you rise all the way up, and exhale, find that back bend. Zip up your quads, lift your belly. Inhale, rise back up. Soften the knees, chair pose. Exhale. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Press your palms together to initiate the twist. Look at your knees, make sure they're aligned. Keep the right hip hugging back as you look over your left shoulder. On your next inhale, draw the belly in and your tailbone towards your heels. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, sweep the earth with your fingertips. Rise up, chair. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the palms and twist. Keep the twist, gaze down at your feet. Press your right big toe down and squeeze your left heel to your butt. Slowly as you can, step your left foot all the way back, lunge twist. Stay there or open up and spread your wings. Steady your gaze. That's going to help with your stability. Zip up that back quad. Slowly lower your right hand to the outside of the right foot. Turn your left foot flat and lift your left arm up. Stretch with your left arm, bicep by your ear. And then on an inhale, left arm back up, rise up to warrior two. Make adjustments when you need. Gaze over your right middle digit. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, flip your right palm and exalt. Peaceful warrior. Ground into the right heel. Reach with your right hand in the opposite direction. Pull the low belly back to support your spine. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Straighten out your right leg, lift your toes, bend your left knee, and find your way into runner's stretch. Right toes up, right kneecap up, and that right leg is externally rotated. Stay here with your hands at your heart for one more breath. We're going to pivot all the way around to the back of the mat and find a warrior one on the left foot. Reach your arms all the way up, inhale. Squeezing your outer left hip back and inner spiraling your right thigh. Push back with your right foot and outer edges of the feet ground. One more breath here. On an exhale, bring it all the way down to frame your left foot. Pick up the back heel and spin all 10 toes to the left. Stretch with your left bicep by your ear. Keep lifting up through the hips. Spin it back around. Lunge, left side. Stretch your arms back, lean forward, and find warrior three pose. Both legs straight and strong. Steady your gaze. On an inhale, rise up, bring your right knee up and in. Kick your right foot out and pistol squat all the way down to the floor. Inhale, boat pose. And exhale, canoe pose. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg, left foot down, right leg up. Bring your hands down. Lift up, step the right foot back. Pivot the right toes. Lift your left toes and pivot around to the right. Take your hands to your hips and rise to stand. Take your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms together. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale with a flat back all the way over. When you get there, let your arms ride off your back. Now make space between your shoulders and ears, so still squeezing the shoulder blades together and down the back. One more deep breath in here. Hands come back down to the tailbone and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you take your left hand to the center and your right hand to hip for a twist. Lift your right arm up. As the right arm lifts and right shoulder opens, push down with your left hand and lift the left hip. One more breath here. Slowly lower your right hand. Take your left hand to your left hip. Lift the thighs and lift your left arm. Inhale. Push down in order to rise. And slowly lower. Bring it around to a right side lunge. Left hand down, right fingertips tent. Send your right leg back to side plank pose. Your right hand can stay down for support or stretch with your right arm, bicep by your ear. Two more breaths here. Draw your belly back, your sit bones towards your heels. On your next inhale, spin your right forearm to the mat, pivot your heels to the left, lift with your left arm to the sky or bicep by your ear. Stay there or lower and lift your right hip for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it around to a forearm plank. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to come into puppy pose from here. So lower your knees, keep your hips above the knees. Stretch with your arms out. Try to get your chin and chest to the mat. If this isn't possible, maybe a block or maybe your forehead. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Slowly lift yourself up, bringing the hands back for a high plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, low push-up or skip it and go right to downward facing dog. Inhale, pull the chest forward and up.
Exhale, lift the hips, press it back and up, downward facing dog. Look up between your hands. Take those little baby steps, or maybe a few handstand hops all the way up. When you get there, bring the feet together, lift all 10 toes, bend the knees, find chair. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, float your chair. Exhale, squeeze knees, hips, belly. Inhale, half floating chair. Lower your heels, keep the toes down, rise up to stand. Exhale, find a back bend. 2 more breaths. Inhale, gaze is center. Exhale, bend the knees, chair. Inhale, bringing the hands to the heart. And bringing the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Squeeze the knees, the hips, and then twist. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center with chair. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, right elbow outside left knee. Twist. Gaze down at your toes. Press your left toes down. Steady the gaze and bring your right heel to your butt. And as slowly as you can, step your right foot back. Open up, spread your wings. Lunge, twist. We're going to lower the left hand to the outside of the left foot. Spin your right foot flat and reach with your right bicep by your ear. Reach your right arm up and pull yourself up to a warrior 2. Lining up your front heel with your back arch. Just take a few moments to fine tune it. Steady your gaze. Stretch with your arms in opposite directions. Rooting into the outer edges of both of your feet. Inhale, flip your palm, reach it forward. Peaceful warrior. Guiding your hips towards the front of your mat as you reach with the left hand to the back of your mat. Inhale, warrior 2. Start to straighten out the left leg, bend the right knee, find your runner's stretch. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Using these poses to train our minds to be steady when we're off our mat, when we come into situations that we're not comfortable with, and maybe where we feel a little awkward or not quite ourselves. I encourage you to lean into those situations so we can get stronger and find our inner strength. Pivot around to the back, runner's lunge. Left hand down, pivot your toes to the right and lift your right arm up. And stretch with your right bicep by your ear. And keep the your hips lifted. Bringing it back around to a right side lunge. Leaning forward, finding your warrior 3. Inhale, bringing the left knee up and in. Kicking your left foot out and pistol squat all the way down. Inhale to Navasana, bow pose. Exhale, Ardha Navasana, canoe pose, and hold for 5. Keep squeezing your legs together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the right knee, right foot down. Take the hands down. Nope, other foot. No, it was right. Right foot. Step it back. Sweep your left foot all the way back. Warrior 1. Sweep with your arms all the way up. Hug your right hip back. Inner spiral your left leg. Let the head just drop back a little without losing control. One more inhale here. On an exhale, bring it all the way down to frame your right foot. Straighten the right leg, lift the toes, and pivot around to the left. Take your hands to your hips and slowly rise all the way up to standing. Interlace your fingers, make a fist with your hands, lift your gaze to the sky. And on an exhale with a flat back, come all the way over. Let your arms lift away from the back. Bring your gaze between your hands, between your legs. Move your shoulders away from your ears. And on your next inhale, bring your hands to your tailbone. Slide your hands down the legs. And this time, walk your fingertips all the way out in front of you. Push your hips back over your heels. On an inhale, you're going to stretch with the right arm to the right and up. And on an exhale, thread it through. Grab your left foot, ankle, or leg. Moving your right elbow towards the earth and your right hip to the sky. Stay there or take that left hand to the sky or thread it through to grab your right foot, ankle, or leg. Slowly unwind, tenting all 10 fingertips back out. And on your next inhale, reach with your left arm to the left and up. And on the exhale, thread it through to grab your right foot, ankle, or leg. Draw the left elbow towards the earth and the left hip to the sky. And then whatever you did on the other side, if you lifted the right arm to the sky or you threaded it through to grab your left ankle or leg. Inhale, unwind, bringing hands under your shoulders. Bend your knees left and right a few times. Bring it back around to a left side lunge. And then side plank. Tense your left fingertips. Leave them there for support. Or stretch with the left bicep by your ear. Holding for 5, 4. Keep pushing away. 3, 2, and 1. Coming to your left elbow side plank. Reach with the right arm to the sky or bicep by your ear or hand behind your head, and lower and lift the left hip for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If you're barely going down, get a little more uncomfortable. Don't worry about keeping up with me. 3 more. 2 and 1. Coming back to your elbows. Pausing here. Lower your hips, Sphinx pose. Pause here. This feels so good. So with this flow, I was definitely out of my comfort zone, as well as yesterday. So the next few classes that I do, they are going to be out of my comfort zone. We're going to lower all the way down, opening up our arms wide like a T. So if you haven't noticed, this class was a lot about twist. Hi, my baby. That's my baby. That's my baby. Bring your right ear to the mat. Bring your left hand under your left shoulder. Bend your left knee. Now before you roll over, look at your right fingertips. Your right fingertips, that index finger, should be aligned with your shoulder or a little above it. Don't move this right hand. Pick up the left knee, open up the hip, and place your right foot behind the left leg. And then lift up your left arm. Lift up your head. See if you can reach back for that right hand. Maybe bend both knees. Hi, got Pecan. That's my baby. Just one more breath here. We're going to counter this stretch. So we'll slowly come out of it. Back onto the left elbow. Back onto the belly. Legs are out. Reach with your right arm to the right. Lift your left elbow up. And then thread the right arm underneath the body. Underneath. Across the chest. Make a pillow with your right hand, your fist. Rest your head. Look his cute little feet. I love him so much. If you want to make it a little more challenging, walk your left hand all the way over to the right. Take one more deep breath in. And if you can, close your eyes. Use your ears to listen to me. Because I might jump off my mat in a moment to chase another squirrel. So it's best to listen to me. We're going to very slowly come onto the left elbow again. Take the right arm to the right. And then bring your right elbow back. Take a breath here. Look at you. And then lower back down to the belly. Open the arms back out. Look at your left hand. Make sure your left fingers are aligned with the shoulder or a teeny bit above it. Bend your right left ear towards the mat, right hand under the shoulder. Push with your right hand to roll on top of the left. Keep your head up if you can. Open up the right arm to the sky or reach back for that left hand. Maybe bend both your knees. If we place our head all the way down here, we're probably going to add some tension in areas we don't want. So keep the neck very neutral. Stretch with the left leg back out. Bring the right forearm back to the mat. When your belly comes down and the right thigh is down, lift your left arm up, lift the right elbow up, and then thread the left arm across the top of the chest to counter the pose. Make it easy. Just make a fist with your hand and rest your head, or more intense, bring your right hand to the left. Hi, baby. He's so happy. Good peanut. Doing great. Doing so good. One more breath here. We'll start to come out, right elbow down, a little counter pose with the left, and bring the left elbow back. We're going to bring our hands under the shoulders, lift up to cobra, lift up the hips, bring your knees together for a child's pose variation. Take the hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Bring the top of your head as close to the knees as you can. Press the palms together and lift your arms. Stay there or try to lift your hips off your heels. And then gently release your seat, your hands to the tailbone, and then pull yourself up. Inhale, reach with the arms to the sky. Exhale with the hands together at the heart, reminding yourself of your mantra, I am strong. Bring your hands by your side, and we'll bring the right ear to the right shoulder and reach with your right hand up and over to the left side of the head. And then gently shake your head yes and no a few times, or just linger here because you feel the sensation, the tension. Inhale, gaze back forward and left ear to your left shoulder, sweeping with the left arm up and over. And exploring your neck, shake it no, yes. Its little feet. And bringing it back to center. Meeting back in a downward facing dog. Take your time. An active resting pose. Stay here. Or one more vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale back. Final downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg back and up. Step your right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee down and stretch it back for half split pose. If you want to make it more passive, sit all the way back on the heel and fold forward. If you want to keep it active, keep your hips up or stretch with your right foot all the way forward for full split. If you want to move your right toes wherever you are, move them to the right and spin your left foot over to the left. Walk with your hands to the right and look over your right shoulder. Making your way back to center and making your way in to pigeon pose. Move your right foot to the left and lower the right knee to the outside of the right wrist or lined up with your outer right hip. Left foot lines up with the outer left hip. Walk your hands forward, rest on your elbows, or walk your hands all the way out. We're only staying here for about 30 seconds. If you like to linger longer, I do have clients that hold this pose for 5 minutes. So if you're one of those, and I am too sometimes, hit the pause button. I could watch you all day long. Hi. I love you. Get those peanuts. If you're ready, we'll slowly lift ourselves up. Reach back with your left hand to grab your left foot or ankle. Stay on top of your left thigh. Squeeze your left heel towards your outer left hip. Look over your right shoulder to pull right hip back. Feeling that lovely sensation in the front of your left thigh. We're going to gently sweep the left leg to the left corner of your mat and your right heel towards your pubic bone. Inhale, reach with your arms to the sky. Twist over to that left leg and fold. Hands can frame your left leg, or you can take your left elbow to the inside of your left leg and left hand to your right knee and push with your left hand and then reach with your right hand up and over to grab the left foot or ankle. We're going to slowly unwind. Lift ourselves up. Take the right hand up and over behind you. Reach with your left hand up for a little back bend. Slowly lowering your hips, bringing your left foot lined up with your left hip and cross with your right foot over the left knee. Take your right hand behind you just to support you, not to lean on, and inhale with your left arm up, and then the left elbow to the outside of the right knee as you twist to the right keeping your hip bones facing forward and trying to rotate with the rib cage to the right. Inhale, keep the twist, look over your left shoulder. Aw, drinking water. That makes me happy. You drinking water? Bring it back around to the center. Take your right foot in, sit up nice and tall. Lift your left leg in little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Bring your left foot in and stretch with your right foot back. Pigeon pose on the other side. Inhale and exhale. Come back into your elbows or all the way with your arms stretched out. Relaxing areas like your face and jaw. Finding your inner smile. Find a little sparkle in your eyes. An open heart. And may your heart never close. Part of that inner strength, that I am strong mantra, is to find our inner strength and to hone in on that. That will help keep your heart open. Slowly start to lift yourself up, reaching back with your right hand for your right foot or ankle. Stay on the top of your right thigh. If your right thigh is open to the right, close it back down. Stay focused on your breath, connected to source. We'll release the right foot and bring the right foot to the right corner of the mat. Slide your heel back to your pubic bone. Inhale, reach up with your hands. Exhale, twist to the right and fold. Staying right here, or taking that variation where the right arm comes inside that right leg and your left arm, bicep by your ear, reaches for your right foot. Left hand pulls, right hand pushes. One more breath. Unwinding out of it. Slowly, as we take our way up, right hand in front of you, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift the hips. And then very slowly coming back down. Bringing your right foot to align up with the hip and your left foot cross over. Sweep the right arm up, left hand behind you, and right elbow hooks behind your left leg. Feel your spine growing long with your inhale And as you exhale, twist a little deeper, rotating ribcage to the left. Keep the twist, look over your right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Take your left foot in. Sit up nice and tall. Flex your right foot and little lifts for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Stretch with your left leg forward. Sweep with your arms all the way up. And on an exhale, forward fold. Shoulders away from your ears. Moving the crown of the head towards your toes. Releasing tension in the back of your legs, the back, the neck. Inhale, slowly roll yourself up and open up your legs nice and wide as you can. Maybe get a little uncomfortable. And then move your hands back to peel away the flesh so your pubic bone is facing down, not forward. If it's facing forward, frog pose. Start to walk your hands all the way out in front of you. And here we'll take 5 breaths. Flexing your feet at about 50%. So beautiful out right now. One more deep breath in. Slowly come up. We're going to take a lateral stretch side to side. To the right first. So right hand comes in. If this is as far as you go, this is good enough. If you can get that right elbow down, get the right elbow down. If you can get the arm down, get the arm down. If you can grab the foot, grab the foot. Inhale, rise back up. And then to the other side. Is it the hand? Is it the elbow? Is it the arm? Whatever it is. Inhale, rise back up. And bringing your legs back together at the top of the mat. And we'll slowly roll it all the way down, one vertebra at a time. When you get there, find your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. Exhale, draw your knees to your belly. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders if that makes sense. Wrap your arms around, grab opposite wrists or elbows or somewhere in between. And if that's not possible, just place one hand on each leg. Point and flex your feet. When your knees go left, look right. When the knees go right, look left. And then bring the ears in the same direction. Just see which one best serves you. Each time you roll out your mat, your body's going to feel different. Take one hand on each knee now and circle the knees around in opposite directions. And reverse it. And bridge pose. Feet flat, all 10 toes face forward, hands by your side. Breath in, belly down, spine imprints into the mat. Exhale, peel your spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Lift the chin off your chest. Option to interlace your fingers. Option to reach your arms all the way back. And an option for full wheel. You choose. 5 more breaths. Three more breaths. One more breath. On your next inhale, you'll lower down and meet in dead bug pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your right knee over your left. Rest your hands on one of the knees. Inhale in. And exhale. Start to open up your arms wide like a T or cactus, whichever you like. Inhale, place your left foot down. Scoot your hips to the right. And on an exhale, bring your knees to the left. And if it's too much, uncross your knees and stack the ankles and the knees. If you want more, take your right foot behind your left leg. Try to keep this right shoulder down. And on your next inhale, you'll bring your gaze back to center. Uncross and center your hips. Cross your left knee over the right. Bring your arms back to the knees and pause. Lower the right foot. Scoot your hips to the left. Take a deep breath in. Send your arms out the way you like them. Keep the knees the way you like them and bring your knees to the right. On your next inhale, bring it back in. Uncross, center your hips, separate your feet, and draw your knees together. Right hand on your belly, left hand on your heart. Bring your arms by your side or keep them where you had them. Bring the soles of your feet together and knees out wide. If you're ready to move into your final pose, your Shavasana, feel free and skip any of the poses that we just did. Don't feel you have to go there. Just go to Shavasana. I like to end in this pose because it creates balance for the practice. Just in case we worked a little harder on one side or the other, or in case we forgot something, it's not the end of the world, but this helps to create the balance. Sending the feet out whenever you're ready for your final pose. Relax your face and jaw. Find your inner smile and that sparkle in your eyes. Repeating your mantra, I am strong, mind, body, and spirit. And today, I choose to lean in to things that I used to step away from because it made me uncomfortable or made me feel awkward or the pose was too hard. Today I lean into those areas and I embrace my inner strength. I hope you take that with you off your mat. Namaste.